I
have clicked start streaming.
Alright. Hello? So are we live right now?
Should be.
Okay, let's see when it updates on my... Start it now. Hello?
I have clicked start streaming.
So we're live. Yeah, that's great.
Hey, how's it going?
So it's me, your host, Imrado / Ignacio / however you want to call me, and I'm here with John. It's we're missing Ryan today, but that's just another. Hello, Francis. Okay, so for sure, mod you. How are you guys doing?
What's up, Judo?
What's up? Oh, you sound British, bro. I don't know, dude. That's just how it is, man. Yeah, Francis the British one. So, yeah.
Alright. Is the audio sounding good, guys?
Yeah, dude.
Want to make sure the audio is balanced and you can hear us pretty good. Pretty well. I don't know. That's not a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. The chat. Is the audio good? Is everything good? It sounds good. Okay, it sounds good. Yeah.
All right, dope. Yeah, just making sure everything was like balanced audio-wise.
Yeah. So or not.
There we
So
go.
what we should talk about today. Chat, you got any ideas of what we should talk about today?
What's been on your mind, Judo?
Yeah, what's been on your mind, man? Don't need video. Yeah, about webcam thingies or whatever. It's gonna be kind of a struggle if you wanna.
Yeah, I mean I have my webcam, but I don't look very good right now because I wasn't prepared.
Me neither. Anyway.
Also, you'd have to get your video to me as well. We'll wait until Discord has video before we do webcam.
Yeah, that's a smart idea. Anyways, what's on your minds, the chat? Anything that happened recently you want to talk about?
Huh.
So right now, I can think of is like that. What's the fuck we talk about? Well, we talk about anything sort of music and art related.
Yeah, because we talked for a couple minutes before like the stream starts, and the actual podcast is like a music mix and stuff. But this is the pre-stream where we just chat and hang out and build some viewership, you know, and whatever.
Yeah, it's just like the pre-show. It is the pre-show. It is the pre-stream.
So we don't have like a super scheduled plan of like what to do during the pre-stream. It's pretty much just hang out and chat with chat and do whatever before, you know, everything starts up.
So, anyways, I got a few topics we could talk about. First of all, well, I like if like the chat joins in us with this also.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, join the discussion. What's the next big genre in like the music scene? Mostly electronic, because it's not like I feel like everything's moving to more electronic sort of thing. You can see even in pop too.
Yeah, definitely.
The like production qualities being like.
I think this is gonna be like a humble brag, I think. But I definitely have like a tendency to listen to like subgenres, and I find some stuff or get into certain artists a little bit before they like blow up. Like Anderson .Paak is a good example. I started listening to him like a year and a half ago or almost 2 years ago, and then right after that he did huge collabs with Dr. Dre, and he was playing Coachella and had an album that blew up really big. So it was like I got into him like right before he actually like took off, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, Anderson .Paak?
Yeah, Anderson .Paak, yeah. Yeah, if you don't, I don't know, because he said once if you spell it without the dot, it shows you don't care. But if you say it without the dot, I think it's kind of weird to say it with the dot, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I don't know, like I don't like look for new stuff, but I get into stuff around the time it's like getting big, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a late adapter, I guess. I'm an early adapter of new stuff.
Yeah.
And what I've been listening to a lot lately is like R&B influenced stuff. And there's been a
Oh.
lot of really good like electronic music, like I would say like 2010, 2011, and in 2012, like at the time dubstep was blowing up. Also, electro was blowing up in like the pop, like with songs like a G6 and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then we kind of transitioned into like kind of like a housey thing, and then we kind of went into more recently kind of like a trappy, future bassy influence thing. I
Yeah.
think it's all coming back to like it was big beats, and now it's coming back to more emotional stuff, and you see that with like Justin Bieber's new work is emotional as well. And I think it's coming back to like kind of an R&B vibey type thing.
It's sort of now. It's a lot more rhythm based, and I love. It's like, it's got, it's got like it's about the groove right now. It feels like the music recently.
Yeah.
It's like everything's halftime nowadays.
Yeah.
Everything's like, and that sort of rhythm. It's like, I feel like hip hop would be R&B hip hop. That sort of beat.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I mean
the
even
new thing right now.
even rap is getting more R&B influence. So I think instead of electronic music driving what is popular,
it's like more organic.
Yeah, it's coming out of a more melodic driven, more singer driven place, I think.
Yeah, like you feel it's sort of how it's weird how like exponentially like the music quality went up. It's like now you have like everyone, like a bunch of people making like orchestral pieces on this fucking computer, you know what I mean? And like it sounds good, and like
yeah, for sure. And it's like
pretty much everyone can make music now.
yeah, it's way more accessible now for sure. I think it's definitely an interesting change. And like things like the Chainsmokers being big is kind of a testament to that.
Yeah.
Like they're more on the singing, like they have singers on their tracks and stuff.
It's like pop EDM. It's like
yeah,
that's
definitely.
what it is.
Yeah, and it's like it's turning more towards that. And like I think the adoption of trap or future bass as well, because future bass was always known as like the emotional like the emotional side of trap music. Especially with artists like Lido, who are just put like all of themselves into the song, and like he's going to be producing for within a year. He's going to be doing productions like Cashmere Cat does for big artists. I'm pretty sure. Not that he doesn't already, but just on a larger scale. I mean, even Jack U was a step beyond like what Diplo and Skrillex have done in the past, which was more beat based. And it had some emotional songs on the album as well. And that was like 2014 that came out. So
it's basically I find it so weird how like EDM and electronic just found their way. Like if you think about it, music like around 2010 was all like about the like pop and like the artist singing, but now it's about the producer, because like now you see fucking Justin Bieber instead of like making his own songs, like quote unquote making like release on his own, he's like being featured in a bunch of like electronic tracks.
Well, I think a good example of that is Mark Ronson, who produced Amy Winehouse and then produced like Uptown Funk and stuff. I definitely agree with that, Soy, that R&B is already influencing, and that's what I'm saying is we were talking about the next one that's going to blow up. So we see it now, we already see that huge influence, but I think it's next to like hit the mainstream a lot more.
Yeah. Dubstep is kind of getting a comeback.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of dubstep sounds. I think everything now is a mix. Like everything now is what elements are you putting into your final product rather than just what final product is it. Like you can put dubstep elements in a song, and then you have that vibe, but you don't have to make it a dubstep song,
So if you think about it, like purely electronic music is so new in terms of like normal music.
Right.
So like it's so easy, quote unquote easy, to innovate, because like it's not really touched on in terms of like the whole humanity,
Right.
It's like normally electronic like producers are just like, okay, make a pop beat. But now they have freedom to do with technology like whatever they fucking want.
Right.
It's like also with visual art applies with like me. I'm a music producer, musician, electronic musician, and also like a digital visual artist. None of my art has ever been done with like a pencil or anything, and I feel like that's the new generation of like artists right now.
Right. As I was talking about,
Nothing.
Mark Ronson is
Yeah,
he produced when he produced for Amy Winehouse, he got a production credit, and it was an Amy Winehouse song. And I think it's safe to say Amy Winehouse at her peak was about as big as Bruno Mars is now. But when he produced the song with Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk, he was able to put his name on it, and it still got really big using Bruno as just the feature. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So like we live in a producer era now where artists can release songs as producers, and the artist, you know, the singer being featured, and they'll still be just as big because people will be like, oh, that's a producer that I know now. And it's like the average person knows the producer on I'm not saying every song, but I'm saying it's easier for a producer to get that recognition now. You know, where if you had asked like the average Amy Winehouse listener back when she was very popular, no one would have known who Mark Ronson was. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that's also his career growing and stuff like that, but I think it's just a lot safer for a producer to put themselves out there and release an album like he did, and it'll do fairly well with a couple big features just because people are more open to listening to producer-based music.
yeah.
That's kind of like tangentially related to what we were talking about, but just something I kind of thought of is like, that's a good example.
There's how about the underground cat? What's that? Does it mean like the whole underground scene, or is that like an artist?
I think so.
Yeah, the underground scene, or is that an artist?
No. I think he's just talking about the scene.
Okay.
But I mean, it's hard to see who's underground because underground is also related to local. Because if you're touring the country and you sell out tickets to venues that have 1,000 people in it, and you're like making a living off of it, where's the line for underground? Is basically what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah. I mean, you can see that
because
but,
a lot of it is local as well. Like, so if you're really underground, you're only playing shows in your city, and you like are known by local people, but nobody else knows you. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I guess it's possible to be underground on the internet as well. But if you're making a living off it, that's where the line, you know.
I feel like if you're making a living, you can still be underground, but like you'll just be making a living. It's not, of course, that's amazing. You can make money off of music,
right?
Oh yeah, but like,
I think it's really shown. No, go ahead.
I feel like how underground. I feel like underground. In my opinion, underground is like you're not anyone really. Like no one really knows who you are. You're not famous, whatever. That's like the underground I see.
Yeah.
That,
well,
like,
it's
no
kind
one
of,
really knows.
It's kind of shown. Yeah, that's true, Soy. I was gonna say it's kind of shown with like Chance the Rapper, and he's like, if you asked people who Chance was after acid rap, you know, like hip hop fans would know him, rap fans would know him, but like no one would know him. And this year he released a new mixtape, Coloring Book, and he's in a Kit Kat commercial. He did a huge show in Chicago. He did this, he did that, and it's like there was like no point where he broke the line of being underground to mainstream. He just suddenly was it. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, oh, he must have broke underground a long time ago if he was able to get to mainstream this easily, you know?
Yeah, but no.
And I mean, part of that is who you know, of course. But I don't, like, in electronic music, it's like, there's people who know Skrillex personally who are signed to Ausla and are still underground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's really weird. I guess it really, because like, my theory is like, okay, how the fuck did people get huge before the internet, right?
Right.
How did that happen?
MTV,
I'm guessing,
right?
And like, my theory is like maybe that's like what the key to everything. It's not just go like the modern way of things. Maybe there's something like word of mouth or whatever that actually.
Yeah. Well, management is a big part of it, and you still you can do all your social media yourself, but you still need a manager. In the current day and age, and managers have been around since, I assume, the 20s. You know, booking gigs and stuff. Yeah, record labels as well and stuff
connections
like
sort of
that.
things. Yeah, connections basically.
Yeah.
Milan, by the way, nice pun there. Wow, I never heard of this podcast. I love how meta it is because like no one knows this podcast, and it's an Unheard podcast. This name has too many meanings, man.
More like Unheard of podcast. Ooh, stomping it on the show live.
Oh boy. Yeah, having connection is pretty much always the key.
Yeah, that's
basically. True. So the next anything else anyone wants to add before we move?
Well, I think the last thing I want to say is the internet age has made it possible for you to get connections easier, but it's also made it possible for random things to happen. It's made it possible for someone to hear your music and email you, with you just being a kid, Yeah. So it's definitely promising. Living in an age where we can connect easier. I mean, I'm friends with people on Facebook that are huge artists who have replied to me and stuff. If I message them a few times and stuff, and that's not, I don't like consider that a connection. I don't think I have any like relationship with them, but just the idea that if I sent them something and they click on it, they have that much higher of a chance of like actually hearing it. And if they're impressed, then who knows what can happen.
Yeah, that sort of thing is cool. It's cool as fuck, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man. So the next thing is let's talk about what happened this year because we're already at the end of it. Christmas season. There we go. Watch out with the mic, guys. Sometimes your voice distorts.
Is that on my end? I have them balanced so they're hitting like -4 at peaks. But I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's my mic. So maybe the internet sort of gets fucked.
I don't know. I tried to balance them. I'm like watching them, but that could be possible. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting good internet, so soon. So let's pray for that. Okay.
So what happened this year?
What happened, dude?
Well, Kayak Collective started this year.
Oh yeah.
And so did probably 150 other tiny groups of people on the internet making collectives together and stuff. Which I think it's cool. Like, it's a community thing. Like, I understand that many people won't put any faith into like a collective or a like a group of people on the internet, right? But I think it's beneficial to people. Like, it's beneficial to the people that are involved. Like, I don't think anyone's ever gonna get famous on Kayak Collective, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're all helping each other, and that's like what matters, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same with like all the other collectives that start up. It's like, as long as they're helping each other and having fun, I think that's really what matters.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like a lot of, what happened this year? Oh man, a lot of shit happened this year. A lot of drama.
For sure.
It's been a very dramatic year, especially near like October and beyond, elections, whatever.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh man, YouTube drama everywhere.
Yeah. Internet.
Hey
drama.
guys, it's cursed here.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, you can see though, like, sort of, upscale.
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay, it's one of those like it's one of those like little labels,
right?
That actually became sort of big, I guess. Hey, Francis.
Hello.
So yeah, I feel like that sort of thing is gonna be more of a thing now. But like, it's a SoundCloud label that started out of nothing and it became something cool.
Definitely. I think
like they got.
Go ahead.
No, you can.
I think that it's definitely awesome that the people that put these things together can be any age, anything, because now it's like, if you have an internet connection and took a little bit of web design class and looked up how to do search engine optimization, like, you can start a label. And that's like, and it's like, again, it kind of goes with that, like, if everyone can do it, does it really mean anything special anymore?
No, it doesn't.
But I think that there are people who will be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there will be people who will be able to break out of that. It doesn't matter, and are better than that. And especially imprint labels, like, you know, if anyone starts up a label and then goes to a real label and uses that, I mean, you know, Skrillex did it, Deadmau5 did it, with their imprints and stuff. So like, it's cool that it's more open now. Just like making music in general is like anyone can, you know, torrent FL Studio and get started. You know, it's the same thing with a label. I mean, I don't know how many programs you're torrenting to do some web design, but you know, like, you can like start a website, you can get a couple friends together, and you can like try, you know, and it's easier to try. It's not easier to succeed, I don't think, but you know, I think we're in a cool place where it's.
At least you can give it a shot now. Before you just had to.
The music is the music is gonna be, you know, it still has to be good music. It still has to be good management. You have to be a good person, you know.
Yeah, but now
you have to get extremely lucky. Like, you still have to get lucky.
Yeah,
but
you still have to get. Yeah, the podcast is starting in 10 minutes. So yeah, I mean, yeah, upscale. Like, I see a lot of people here. What they're talking about upscale. Yeah, upscale is a really cool label. John, you should check it out.
I will.
They put like a bunch of like experimental neuro tunes and like chill shit.
Oh, never mind. You lost me with neuro. I'm just kidding.
You don't like neuro?
No, me and Soy I have a beef with Soy because he talks about neurobase so much.
Oh, I didn't fucking know it.
This is a joke, though. No, and I think it's cool that there's, like I was talking about earlier, all these elements mixing in. I think this year has been a huge year for crossovers between different genres and stuff.
Definitely, dude. Like, everything is mixed with anything now. Like, you can make.
Yeah.
I remember I tried to do like a fucking horrible fusion of genres. I don't remember which one is it. But it was like really fucking stupid. And it didn't work out at all, but you know, the fact you can do it nowadays, I'm like, it's cool. I feel like the way of like how you think music kind of changed. Like how you make music, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like you now see like a bunch of like EDM tunes have like this whole orchestrated intros.
Right.
And like, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen before. And like all this cinematics, half EDM shit that's starting, I think it's really cool.
Definitely.
Millen. You want... Hell yeah, dude.
Here, let me just drop my PayPal link in the goddamn.
Yeah, send it to John. Send it to John. He's pretty dead. I don't think Nero's dead. I mean, Noisy is still a thing.
I mean, yeah, Future Bass is dead, you know, and that's like something we can like pretty safely say.
Sorta.
But also it's huge. Like at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like at the underground level, it's gonna be. I don't know. At the underground level, it's gonna be like kind of like, oh, like, you know, another Future Bass producer, but you know, if you listen to the radio, it's a huge part of what you hear nowadays. So yeah. I think Neuro could be in a place in the middle right now, where it's like, okay, we've heard it for so long that it's fading out here, but you know, who knows what artists might bring it into the mainstream at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's the same. I mean, it's the same thing with dubstep as well. Is that dubstep is dead? Like dubstep is dead, but it still has a huge influence on a lot of different elements.
Yeah.
So you know, it's like what elements will come out of. I mean, obviously, Neurobase is pretty. I wouldn't say specific to a single element, but I would say it's pretty influenced by a certain specific sound. You know what I'm saying? But you know, who can get creative with that sound.
There's a Future Bass unreleased track on the podcast. If you know, I hope you guys don't kill me.
Yeah, but it's by friends, so that's what matters, right?
Yeah. It's my friend. It doesn't matter. It's my friend. Inventive and refreshing Future Bass in 2016 next EP. Point, dude. Yeah,
like
actually,
see...
dubstep's.
Go ahead.
And it's weird because like I everything is kind of dull right now because like it's hard to see. There's not really much. There's a lot of people doing because like here's my problem with dubstep right now. Because like dubstep is like this really specific sound, or like that's why they classify as dubstep. So it's like this really specific thing. So like it's hard to make quote unquote original dubstep because it won't be classified as dubstep for the dubstep fans. It'll be something other.
Right.
That's what I'm feeling like. I feel like Iska, you know Iska.
Yeah, I think the idea that anyone can make anything is what causes every genre to feel dead. Like if I hear a house track, I'm like instantly turned off. House has been done for.
Yeah.
But if there's something that draws me in about it, something creative, I'm gonna hear that, and that's gonna stand out. And then I'll be like, oh, this is like like there's a guy named Goshfather in LA who's fantastic. And he makes this like kind of Euro kind of French house stuff, and it's just really good. And it sounds like stuff from like the early 2000s, kind of like Daft Punky-ish. And it's just really good music. And it's like he comes out of LA. He comes from, maybe I should have submitted it for the Unheard. He comes out of LA.
Yeah.
He does he does shows with big people. He at one point he opened for quite a few big people. He used to have a duo with somebody, but like his solo stuff is just so creative and cool. And it's like I'm like definitely following him. I'm definitely listening to every track he puts out. And he's just a house producer, and it's like house has been done for 30 years now. You know, not done, but But I mean, if you can be a Romanian guy living in the Netherlands, making music on your laptop with just a keyboard, you can be the creative one. It's your, it's your mission to stand out from the rest, I guess.
Yeah, like the thing is, what Basic said, it's not about like me caring about the genres. It's just that genres. So I'm talking about like if you put dubstep on your or like a genre on your track, it usually gets more attention if it's like. Yeah, I guess.
Well, I think
it sounds like dubstep.
Genre makes it easier to sort, and it makes it easier. It makes you able to relate to what the song is going to like give you. You know what I'm saying? So like, a song starts and you think, oh, this is a house track. Then you can relate to, like in your mind, you think of. I mean, you don't think of it consciously, but subconsciously, you are reminded of all the house you've heard, ever. Or if it's a dubstep track, and so you like compare it against that. And it's not really like an obvious thing that happens that you're like, okay, this is dubstep, I'm prepared for dubstep, okay, I'm hearing dubstep. But in your mind, like that's kind of what's happening subconsciously. And then you relate it, and if it's good, if it has elements from songs that you've liked in the past, if it's totally different and it's something you've never heard before, that's how it makes it stand out. So it's like when I start a song, I don't really think about genre. I just kind of throw a melody down, throw some drums down, and then I go from there. And I'm sure a lot of people are just like that, where they just do what they want to do, and
but then they just
whatever
like
it turns out being. But there's still going to be a genre associated with that. And it's like when you're searching for music, don't search for a genre, but listen to everything and hear those original sounds, I guess.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, the Discord is on the description if you guys want to join.
Yeah. I think it's almost time for the show to start.
Yeah, actually. Okay. Hell yeah, dude. That time went by. Jesus.
True.
Alright. It's time for the show, guys. Hype, dude.
Alright, it's going to be a 1 second transition. Our mics are going to be muted and the show's going to start. But I'm going to click it once I see the clock roll over to 3 minutes. Or 3 o'clock, not 3 minutes.
Alright.
I think we have a couple more seconds.
So
We have like 20 more seconds. Yeah, IDM is too intelligent for me, right?
Too intelligent. 7-8, dude. 7-8 time signature. That's what you need, dude.
True. Alright, let's get it started.
Wait.